How's everyone doing today? This is Horace and Focus of Horace Frame by Frame. Like we're gonna talk about videos and pictures for videography and photography. In the past, we've gone into Central Park, we've gone into people's studios, we talked about people's lives, and we had a good time. Today, we're gonna have an old friend come back. Been about a year now since Mr. Coche was on a show. Basically, we're gonna talk about follow up about how we spoke about last time. I'm gonna talk a little more about motivation. This last time we spoke about technique, equipment, and it'd be inspiration. Now I'm looking for the motivation. I guess kind of like behind the scenes, how he feels, how you want to interact with his clients and people he works with. So basically, we're bringing back Mr. Oval, right, Mr. Coche. Hi, let's talk to us. Let's say hi.
Hey, how's it going, Mr. Horace?
Great.
Glad to be back. Definitely a pleasure.
That sounds good. So, pandemic's been a year old right now. How have you
Yeah.
survived?
Survive is a good word. Definitely by God's grace. To tell you the truth, though, I mean, it's kind of been a blessing in disguise for Coche Productions, in which, of course, because a lot of venues had closed, a lot of weddings weren't able to happen and events. So the next best thing for clients were to take photos, come in studio and do in studio portraits and photo shoots.
Okay, sounds good. Being
Yeah,
inside, social distance, wears mask.
right.
Um, definitely.
Wait, do
I
I have to
found
put on my mask?
not right now.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I understand. Um, so when you do that, what's your motivation? Like from behind the scene, what moves you and what inspires you to be a photographer or a videographer?
To tell you the truth, of course, the first thing is the art and to be able to showcase your creativity. And clients, I would say 99% of the time, they are my driving force. They complement what I do. Um, they'll give me the creative control, basically, of photo shoots for the most part. 9 times out of 10, some of them just come and they say, listen, just do your thing. I know you're going to kill it. I know you're going to do a great job. Just do your thing. And I'll just give them the directions. And what motivates me the most is the outcome of the photo shoot. And when the clients see the final result of their imagery, and most of the times they're pretty much blown away. And that is usually what, you know, drives me to continue to do what I do. Of course, creativity, but basically the clients. Yeah.
It sounds good. How do you know when you make your customers happy? Do they smile? Are you looking for a smile? You go from to like blush a little bit to a sigh. What kind of response are you looking for?
So what I like to do is I have two things going on when we do our in-studio photo shoots. There's a large mirror that's usually to my left or right. And of course, the clients can see themselves. So I let them get, warmed up to seeing what they look like. And then as we're shooting, there's also a live monitor so they can see the shots that I take as we're shooting. And I usually just feed off of their responses, like you said. If they don't like photo, they'll let me know. I'll be like, I don't like that. Can we do it again? Or if they love it, I'll usually get a loud scream or, oh my God, or that is so amazing. Oh my gosh, whoever's with them, they're like, yo, you got to see this. Look at this. And I just kind of feed off of that and just work off of that. And we just keep going for the remainder of the session.
Okay. Have anybody asked to see the photos that you show them or do you have a monitor?
Well, like I said, they can see it live as we're shooting. So, say for instance, as I take a shot, within seconds, they can see the shot from my camera on a large monitor. Let's see, it would be to my left. Yeah. So, if they get too distracted, then I'll turn it off because then they're looking at every single shot they take, and I'm just like, okay, no, you're killing your time now. So, let's just go through the images after the session, and then at that point, of course, they have to trust my creativity and just trust that I'm going to make them look really, really good. Yeah.
All right. Can we talk
Hmm.
about faith?
Can we talk about
Faith.
faith?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sure, definitely.
Do you do photography at your church?
I do. To tell you the truth, I would say more video than photography, unless it's a wedding that I'm doing for, clients who also attend my church. Yeah. So it's more video. So I'm in charge of the media overall and the broadcasting of whatever, services are being recorded either by audio or video for my church.
Okay. What's your motivation there? What do you strive to do? What's your goals? How do you see the future?
Well, for those that can't come to church physically, I normally try to make sure that sound is at its optimal and optimal levels, and make sure that the video, we try to give the best presentation as possible for those that are watching. They can get to get as close as they can to an in sanctuary feel of the service.
Okay.
So that's pretty much the motivation there. Um, Me personally, I guess you could say I'm a perfectionist because I want everything to go right at all times. So if it can't go right, I try to get it close to perfection, which obviously we know is not possible because there's so many variables, especially with a live service. But you try to get as close to perfection as possible. You know.
Okay. I'm glad you answers those questions. Basically, I'm going to the little announcement and come back and show some people some of your work.
Sounds good.
UNICEF Kid Power is offering free online dance and exercise videos with a twist. Kids stuck at home can get active and save lives locally and around the world. Sign up for free at unicefkidpower.org.
Do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Hello, everybody. We're back. This is a Focus of Horace, Frame by Frank. So we're talking about Coche today, and we have a surprise to you. Not some surprise, but some photos you haven't seen before. I want to talk about. All right, we'll get the first photo. All right, Coach, just explain to us what's going on right there. It's just like paid shoot. Somebody wants their products displayed. Is that true?
Correct. So what you're looking at here is for a local business owner here in the Bronx by the name of Kingdom Royale. And she specializes in that. Well, this photo shoot specifically was for a lip gloss line that she literally just came out with, that she's getting ready to launch in about a week or so. So these images were basically for her website, so that of course clients can see the different palettes that she sells and the color tones and all of that stuff. Pretty cool shoot. I like product photography. You don't got to deal with attitude.
Yeah. Was she directing you, or how'd you get to your focus, your idea, which one to take? Was she hands-on, or she left it up to you?
Well, she's here during the session just to basically tell me what she was looking for. And then from there, the techniques, of course, I just show her suggestions first. And when she is happy with the style of photography I was giving her for the specific items, and she was just like green light, just handing them off to me, and we just shot them and kept it moving basically. till all of her items were photographed.
Okay. Since she's in the Bronx, she's she's just started, or she established, or she's just
Oh,
working all the way up?
oh, she's established. She's established. She has her own beauty and a beauty spa here in the Bronx. I don't remember the exact address right now. She's located on Boston Road. But if people Google Kingdom Royale Spa, they can definitely find her. She is good at what she does. She's been doing this for years now. If I'm not mistaken, maybe over 10 years. Yeah, she's located on Boston Road in the Bronx.
In the Bronx.
Hmm.
So it's nice to put it local businesses.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm actually seeing a lot of she's a woman, right? So was she African American?
She is African American. Yep. Hmm.
Does she go to these seminars like Sisters in Business, and just like you have small business being promoted certain venue? Does she go out to those?
She does. As a matter of fact, we were a photographer when she last did the Circle of Sisters event, which is held yearly at the Jacob Javits Center. So she definitely does, those type of events to promote her products and stuff. Yeah.
Okay. Can we see the next photo? Okay. Is she another businesswoman?
Correct. She is a chef, a professional chef. Geez, I forgot her business name. I think it's Constant Creations. I believe I'm like 75% sure that was the name of her business. But yeah, she needed some new up-to-date headshots for her business page and her Facebook page for her business. Actually just did another session for her maybe about a week ago. She loved, this image you're looking at was the first time we did a session for her. And of course, she fell in love with the images and booked another one not too long after to get some more shots for her social media outlets and for her website. Yeah.
I have a question for you. Do you have someone to do makeup and hair for your shoots? Or they do it themselves? Do your clients and the subjects, do they do it themselves? Or can you buy somebody for them?
Yeah, so we work with a plethora of different makeup artists locally. We don't have an in-studio hairstylist, but we work with different makeup artists based off their availability and the client's availability. So we try to make that service available for clients so they don't have to go to a different location to get their makeup done and then have to rush over for their photo shoot, which I have seen in the past ends up making the client late. But if they come here, we already set aside the time for their makeup to get done. Then we start the session right after for the shooting.
How do you prepare yourself for shoots? When you want to boost your mentality, get excited, be alert, and what kind of pre-game habits do you have?
For myself, the client.
Both, because you first, what you do for yourself, and you can talk about how you prep your clients.
Well, I mean, I do this 6 days a week, right? So once I see my calendar and I know what the photo shoot entails, what I'm going to be shooting, especially the first one for the day, I have kind of like a mindset of how I'm going to go into the photo shoot in terms of the game plan. And the clients now, because every client is different, right? Not everybody comes bubbly. Not everybody is ready to jump in front of the camera. Some, it's their first time in front of the camera doing a quote unquote professional photo shoot. Some haven't been in front of a professional camera with professional lighting since maybe school days. So most of my sessions are by time, right? So we don't do quote unquote packages. We just go by time. So what I'll do is I'll give them a few moments just to kind of warm them up. And then once I feel like they've kind of unwound a bit, then we officially start the timer that they booked for. I try to make them feel as comfortable as possible. I don't want them to be uptight. One of my little techniques is think of this camera that I have in front of you as an oversized automated selfie machine. So I'll pose you and you just give me your best smile and we just have fun.
Sounds good. I like that answer. Can we go to another phone? Was that a graduation, a confirmation, or birthday?
So during this week, especially and season, it is graduation season. So this was a graduation portrait, which I've been getting a ton of now, which is interesting. If we actually go back to the question where you asked me before about the whole pandemic, a lot of schools now aren't, they're not giving the service of studios coming to the schools to do portraits. So what students are having to do now is find their own photographers to get their portraits done, and then they submit it to the schools, you know, for their yearbook, for the, you know, usually the slideshow for graduates, and their graduation portraits, I guess, for the websites for the school. So literally this week alone, I think, well, as a matter of fact, yesterday I had about eight graduation portraits alone, just one day. And then, I mean, this whole week is totally booked out, you know, so it's graduation season for sure.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Can you see another phone? All right. So she's pregnant, and how'd you get this business? How did she find you? What kind of stuff did you want to do?
So yeah, this is a maternity session. So interesting about this photo, she definitely wants to go like classy with this, at the same time sexy, but you know, it's to showcase motherhood, of course. This particular client was behind the scene for another photo shoot for a friend of hers. She saw the imagery I did for her friend at the end of the session. When we went through the images, she then booked immediately. She said, "No, I need you for my maternity session." So it's interesting, and that's funny how sometimes that's usually how it works. Friends see other friends' imagery, they fall in love with it, and they end up booking.
Word of mouth advertising is great.
Oh man, it's the best. It's the best.
All right. So how you stimulate your package? I mean, so your business. You said you're big book dog now. A lot of people coming in. How did you initiate that? Do you advertise? Is it Facebook? Is it Instagram? How do you get your flow of customers?
So, in terms of advertisement, at first I was using things like Yelp. I'm not sure if I should talk about that, but I don't feel like that really helped much. I would recommend to everyone though, and I ain't getting paid to say this, but Google, it's great to advertise on Google because aside from Instagram and Facebook, and I'll touch on those in a second, but Google, I pay a fee a month. I don't remember what that amount is, but what happens with Google is 9 times out of 10, clients will tell me that they Google photographers in their area, and you know, we're usually in that top 10 list because of what we pay Google to show up. And once clients click on our website and they tend to look through our social media outlets and they especially read the reviews, then they usually book.
Okay.
In terms of Instagram and Facebook, I try to post as frequent as possible. You know, sometimes because we get so busy, I don't really get to post as much. But I have definitely proven a formula that whenever I post, you know, a really good shoot, if not same day or the next day, I at least get one good booking from that.
That's positive. It's the first time I heard about using Google to advertise.
Oh,
Make sure
yeah.
to get your business.
Google Ads, definitely.
What's the turnover ratio? What's the return on investment compared to how much you pay? Get percentage wise, like a number, not the exact amount, but like relation to each other. What are the differences?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that one more time, please?
The ratio, how much you put into Google, how much you get out from the customers. What's the turnover rate like?
You mean between the advertisement and them actually booking?
Yes.
So that fee, I think it's around the range between like $40 to $60 a month. It's not bad. But Google, if I'm not mistaken, I think they do a per click. If clients Google like Coche Productions, we come up and they actually click it, it's only like a few cents if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
If they actually click the link. Yeah. So now when clients book our services though, which is, solely through our website, there is a fee because the processing go through PayPal, and PayPal then takes their something like 3.375% of whatever the transaction is. So, I mean, there's no real way around that. At least I haven't found a better option or a lower percentage, to get paid through the website.
Okay. Can we see another phone? The gentleman's not out. Can you talk to me about how you prepared for that? How'd you prep him? How'd you talk to him? Did he choose his outfit? Did you get him a haircut? How'd that work? How did this shop go?
Yeah, I wish I could have given him a haircut like that. Nah. We're not professional like that. He came with his own hairstyle like that. But the outfit, he actually came with his own look. And interesting question that you should ask that. Usually, if I have enough time to really go in depth with each client, I like to find out what type of look they're going for and what type of clothing they're wearing, so we can best prepare the lighting. Or I ask them what's the direction of the photo shoot that they would like to see. Some come with ideas, a few, and then others literally solely, rely on my expertise. So that particular image was for a singer. So he needed some, fresh imagery for his upcoming advertisements and I believe website.
Is he from the Bronx?
I think he lives in Queens or Brooklyn, one of those boroughs.
How do you hear about you? Did you click on Google? Word of mouth?
We've been working together for years, maybe a good 10 years, but that was from word of mouth. Started using our services, and that was it. Yeah.
That sounds great. So basically, when you how do you keep customers? You got them for 10 years. How do you keep them?
Consistency and elevation. So I always constantly I'm on the lookout to how to elevate the quality of the imagery and video that I give to my clients. I'm definitely not one of those one of those photographers who gets stuck in a certain routine. It's like, oh, this works for me. I'm not trying to do anything new. There's always a newer technology. There's always better quality in something. There's always better lighting, more efficient stuff to use to get your workflow better, to get it, more cleaner, better lenses, better cameras, whatever makes the workflow better for, of course, us, the photographers, and gives better quality to the client. They'll always appreciate that. And when they see that you're trying to always give them great quality product, they're not going to go anywhere else, because they know. I know what I'm getting when I call Coche, or I know what I'm getting when I call Horace. I'm not going to go to anyone else, whether it's cheaper or whatever. I know the quality. I'm used to it. I'm just sticking with it. Yeah.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
We want to talk about what you got projects in the future. Where do you want people to meet you? How it's contact you? What's the best way to find out how to get you as a photographer?
Great. So for in-studio photo shoots, they can definitely go directly to my website, which is cocheproductions.com. If they click that right at the top right-hand corner, you'll see a button there where you can click for booking. If they want, they can go directly to the booking website, which is cocheproductions.com/booking-online. Of course, they can check out my Instagram there. It's Coche Productions. And on the top of the profile of my Instagram page is the direct link to our booking website as well, so that clients can literally click on a package, pick the date and time, and book right then and there. They don't even need to interact with me. They can just go on my website and book.
That sounds great. I have a question for you. How do you function? How do you build your website?
One more time, I'm sorry. How do I build?
How did you build your website?
Oh, awesome. So I started off with a free version of Wix, and they had so many great options. Of course, you have to pay for the premium options. So I just stuck with that. I've had that website for about 6 years, built it from scratch. did the design myself, but they actually have already designs already pre-made, and you just kind of just drag and drop your imagery and text. But Wix is cool. I love Wix.
All right, Coach. I'm glad you came to talk to us.
Yeah.
It was like talking about your photos. Actually, can we do one more photo and talk quickly about it? All right, let's talk about her.
Okay, just a glamour shot. I believe this one was for a birthday photo shoot, which are always fun. Clients come through usually with their makeup already done, or they get done their makeup done professionally here at our studio. And interesting enough, with these types of shots, what I do is I study magazines and catalogs and check out the poses that they normally do, and I put my own spin on it. And interesting enough, as we're shooting, poses just pop in my head, and I always try to give them to the clients. Some work for certain clients, some don't, of course. Not everybody's built the same way. Not everybody's measurements are the same way, so some work, some don't.
All right, so that's great. So basically, that's the end of the show. I'm glad Coach has come back. He's one of the first guests that we had. He's here from the beginning.
Thanks.
Maybe it's last 10 years, like his gentleman from Queens that does the artist, that does the singing and the music. So we try to promote Coche. He's in the Bronx. He promotes the Bronx. Come to the Bronx. I'm in the Bronx too. My information is HoraceBakerPhotography.com, Instagram, HBakerPhoto, and phone number is 929-314-3955. So you call me, check it in. If we'll talk about Coche, I give you his links. Let them know what you're looking for. So basically, that's all we're going to talk about today. But goodbye for now, not forever. Hope everybody has a great day. We'll talk again. So be back for next show. Thank you.
There was a time in my life where I was extremely homesick. I decided that I needed a pet. When I first saw Turtle, my heart was full. He jumped up and kissed me and jumped right into my arms. I immediately went up to the volunteers at the shelter and said, I want him. He's got to come home with me. Now I'm anything but lonely. Every day with Turtle is a perfect day and keeps me company when I'm doing schoolwork. I like it when he jumps up on the table too. He is a veggie thief. He's an incredible companion and my best friend. Can't say that I've met anybody that doesn't love him too. When I adopted Turtle, I discovered all the things that make him unique. He's a little bit of a lot of things, but mostly he's all pure love.
Put the keys down, Kevin.
But I'm gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
I've taken 25 selfies in the last 10 minutes.
26.
Yep, I'm definitely gonna call a ride home.